my Ewok Shovels, Droids, and Wookiees. It's Anna, also known as that Star Wars Girl, and today I'm going to be talking about Rian Johnson. It's been a long time, luckily, since we've had to talk about this particular individual. If you are new to my channel, welcome. You probably are not, obviously you're new to my channel, you're not too familiar with my feelings and sentiments towards this individual. So the reason my channel exists is because I went to the movie theaters a few years ago with my boyfriend to watch the premiere of The Last Jedi, and I thought it was going to be like the new Empire Strikes Back and answer all of the questions and plot holes that were introduced in The Force Awakens. And instead, what I got was just a complete FU and insult, and watched as one of the most beloved characters, you know, not just to me, but to the entire world, was just butchered and destroyed, laughed at, and humiliated on screen. And it was absolutely infuriating, and I had posted on Facebook, I was like, The Last Jedi is not Star Wars. It is a terrible fucking movie. I don't know what the fuck I watched it. I'm still not sure if I'm getting pranked or not back when this was happening. And so everyone in my entire family has known me my entire life is that Anna loves Star Wars. So everyone's like, Anna, what the hell do you mean you don't like a Star Wars movie? So instead of responding to hundreds of people, like almost every single person I knew that was on Facebook, I decided to make a video and just explain all the main points of, you know, why I didn't like the movie. And then other people that weren't my friends and family watched that video and asked me to make more. So here I am today, still making videos. But I was infuriated. And then watching the way that Rian Johnson treated Mark Hamill during the interviews and just everything that Mark Hamill said surrounding this, it just broke my heart more and more that he's not a nice person. He really isn't. He has no respect for Mark. He has no respect for the characters, very much so not Luke Skywalker. He inserts his own weird fetishes, like the whole thing between Admiral Holdo, purple hair lady, and Poe. It's some kind of sick, twisted, superior to, you know, inferior, and talking down to him. And it's like, could you imagine if Holdo was a man and Poe's character was a female? Everyone would be like, hashtag me too. This is like, you know, using some kind of like sexual tactics to cause this kind of tension to maneuver a subordinate. It's very disturbing, but it very much mirrors his relationship with Kathleen Kennedy. He's a very twisted individual. I personally want absolutely nothing to do with him, and I want him to stay as far away from Star Wars as possible. But so he was on Twitter, and somebody said, silly question, did Rian Johnson personally title Star Wars Episode 8 The Last Jedi, or was that title handed to him? And he says, it was me. I had it very early in the writing process. And then follow-up, was the last thing you added to the writing process, and it's stuff about this. But so then everyone is like in the debate, oh, did Rian Johnson say he came up with the title The Last Jedi? Which, I mean, it's getting kind of taken out of context, so I'm not going to talk about it too much, but it's the name of the movie. He's not saying he invented that phrase, The Last Jedi, which some people are saying. Now, The Last Jedi is a comic book, or one of the Marvel Star Wars comic books that came out in 1981. He is not claiming he came up with that, unless there's another tweet that I have not seen. But there's this whole little controversy going on over that. He didn't say that. Taking something he said out of context, or like reading too much into what he said. It's just the title of the movie. It's very reflective, and, you know, foreshadows everything that happens, unfortunately. But this is the main tweet that we are going to be talking about right now today in this video. Briefly, for the three, so a little context. So they said, somebody said, "Do you ever consider Anakin's ghost showing up to speak with Luke and or Rey?" Ryan's response was, briefly, for the tree burning scene, but Luke's relationship, and he didn't even bother to capitalize Luke, even though it's a name, was with Vader. I like how he capitalizes Vader, but he doesn't capitalize Luke. It shows how much respect he has for that character. Vader, not really with Anakin, which seemed like it would complicate things more than that moment allowed. Yoda felt like a more impactful teacher for that moment.
Laddie, don't you think you should rephrase that?
Now, to say that Luke his relationship wasn't really with Vader just shows, and it just continues to prove how much this man doesn't know about Star Wars and how much he just blatantly doesn't care. All of Star Wars, the original trilogy, is about Anakin's redemption arc and Luke trying to help his father come back from the dark side. I don't understand why that's such a hard concept for somebody that wrote a Star Wars movie, directed a Star Wars movie, and apparently has a trilogy, which we all think is canceled. He doesn't understand the fact that it's all about the relationship between Luke and Vader, and without that father-son relationship, Vader and the Emperor would have just taken over the entire galaxy and basically killed everyone. Luke was the only one that was able to bring Darth Vader back from the dark side. Padme couldn't do it. The love of Anakin's life wasn't enough to make him go to the light side, or to stay on the light side, and to not, give in and completely be subservient to the Emperor. It was Luke. Luke was the one that did that. Luke threw his lightsaber and said, I'm not going to cut down my father. And when Darth Vader stood up and he was watching the Emperor, because he said, I'm not going to turn to the dark side. I'm a Jedi like my father before me. I will never turn. And so the Emperor's like, all right, then you must die. And started, force electrocuting him. And what does Darth Vader do? He can't stand the fact that his son was going to die. And so he's, therein sacrifices himself by killing the Emperor and allowing himself to die. Anakin's last dying moment was that he wanted to look into his son's eyes with his own and have Luke take off his mask. And, to tell his sister that Luke was right. Luke was right the entire time, that there was still good in him. Padme also was right. There was still good in him. Even Obi-Wan didn't want to see it. Yoda didn't want to see it. Luke. It was that relationship. And this entire tweet just shows how much he doesn't understand that. And one of the scenes that I absolutely love in Return of the Jedi is this scene. And it's very simple. I feel like it gets overlooked a lot. But when we're on Empire Strikes Back and Vader reveals to Luke that he is his father, he says the same spiel that he says to Padme. Come with me, join me, and we can rule the galaxy together. We can make things the way that we want them. And he tells the same thing to Luke, later when they're on Bespin. And, Luke's like, no, he jumps. He'd rather die. He wants to get away from that. Vader, the seduction of the dark side twisted him to thinking that he can just control and rule over the galaxy. And so that was Anakin, or, Anakin Vader speaking that. But I absolutely love this scene because this is one of the few times that we actually get to see Anakin come out. Because he says they have this conversation, and Luke's like, you're not going to take me to the Emperor. I know that they're still good in you. I've seen they're still good in you. Obviously, Luke knows that Vader is willing to, betray the Emperor. He doesn't have complete loyalty to the Emperor. He'd rather rule the galaxy with Luke than with the Emperor. He does have that family bond. So they're right there. That, can be either be considered a strength or weakness. And this, it's Vader's weakness, but it's Luke and Anakin's strength, is that Anakin still has that bond because Anakin knew love from an early age. And so Luke is having this conversation with Vader, how, you can't destroy me. I'm your son. You're not going to take me up to the Emperor. And, Vader kind of tries to steer the conversation away to, oh, you've built your lightsaber. You've finished your training. And Luke, they're just having this back and forth. And Vader says, it's too late for me, son. And that line, it admits, that's Anakin talking. That's not Darth Vader. That's Anakin Skywalker admitting to Luke that he knows what he's done is wrong, that everything he's done as Vader is wrong. And, he knows that. He sees the errors of his ways, but it's too late for him. He's too far into that dark path. He's done too many bad things to come back from. And in that one line, it's him acknowledging that. I absolutely love this scene. I think it's one of the most important ones in all of Star Wars. And I love it. And I think it gets overlooked a lot. But it's in that moment that, we already know how the end of the movie is going to be because of that one line. Anakin shows that in that one sentence, it's too late for me, son. We know that Anakin knows everything he has done is wrong. And so when we go to that scene where Luke is on the second Death Star and has to fight Vader and has to stand up to the Emperor, we already know what way Vader is going to go, to sacrifice himself for his son, because we've already seen that he already knows everything that he's done is wrong. And Anakin is smart enough to know right from wrong. And None of this would have happened if it wasn't for the relationship between Luke and Darth Vader. And so the fact that Rian Johnson doesn't understand that, doesn't know that, just shows his blatant disrespect and just how ignorant he is about all of it. And the fact that Lucasfilm is so willing to give over something so treasured and so beloved, and also something worth $4 billion that they paid for, wouldn't you want someone that's going to add to that? Because you paid $4 billion for something. Don't you want, to not only make your money back, but make more? So why wouldn't you find somebody that respects it, that understands it, that knows that kind of stuff? It doesn't take a fucking rocket scientist. All you really have to do is watch a movie and pay attention to it to see these things. But he obviously doesn't. And he's, just parading that around on Twitter. And it's caused this uproar. Like, look, Steven right here. Like, look, Luke's relationship was with Vader, not really Anakin. Are you fucking kidding me? And Steven's hitting the nail on the head. And it's just absolutely infuriating. Look, even OG Star Wars right there, Laura, she's the exact same scene I referenced. It's just so infuriating that all you need to do is take 1 fucking second of research to see how absolutely ludicrous this statement is. But I just wanted to talk about that because it just infuriates me. And the fact that this man is still allowed to parade around saying, oh, I'm going to have a trilogy. It's like, well, don't, something somewhere far away, and maybe in another galaxy far, far away that has nothing to do with Star Wars. Don't touch any of the beloved characters. Just please don't do it. But if you got to, just do something that's not going to fuck up something that already came before it, that was great, that had that impact, that had that heart and soul and care behind it. Because the fact that people are just so proud to go and make declarations like this as if, oh my gosh, it was with Yoda. Yoda fit more. Luke didn't have a relationship with Anakin. It was just with Vader, even though Luke's entire relationship based and had the reason why he survived was based on the relationship with his father, Anakin Skywalker. But whatever, this just shows the state of Disney and of Star Wars, and it's just absolutely depressing. But anyways, everyone, let me know what you think about this in the comments below. It's exhausting that this is still being allowed to happen, but it is what it is. So everyone, let me know what you think in the comments below. If you like this video, go ahead and smash the like button. If you didn't, that's okay. Thank you so much for watching this far through. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Make sure you click that little bell. That way you get notifications when I do other videos and live streams. And until next time, everyone, have a great rest of your day, morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. And may the Force be with you, because we are really, really, really going to need it. Bye, everyone. What's up, everyone? It's Anna, also known as That Star Wars Girl, and I have an Etsy store, so if you've ever wanted to own a print of my artwork, this is the place to go. As you can see, I have a lot of recognizable characters, from horror films to heroes to Star Wars characters. Some of the notable characters I have on here are Darth Vader, which I did a couple live streams painting, so you can own a print of this painting. I also have Luke Skywalker, the binary sunset version, one of my favorite scenes in the original New Hope movie. I have Darth Maul, which Ray Parks himself actually complimented me on Instagram. And then last but certainly not least, Ahsoka Tano. So if you want to own any of these prints, go right on over to my Etsy store. Again, that's the art of Anna, That Star Wars Girl, or TSWG for short. Thank you, everyone, and have a great rest of your day. What's up, everyone? I have a P.O. box, so if you want to send me some mail, go ahead and send it to Anna, That Star Wars Girl, or TSWG for short, at P.O. Box number 28171, Santa Ana, California, 927998171. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you so much.